Hi there, Miranda Alt here with Keller Williams Success Real Estate and the Miranda Alt team with your Monday market update on Tuesday, May 30th. Hope you had a wonderful Memorial Day. Let's take a quick look at our McHenry County statistics for the last 7 days. We had 142 new listings. We have 134 go under contract, so we have less going under contract than we have new listings for the second week in a row. Is this the indication of a shift? I think maybe. I think we're making a little bit of a shift in our market. We had 99 closed sales. We had 11 price changes, which is not a lot. And we had 0 expireds. So what is happening in our real estate market is we still have very low inventory. It is, according to the CEO of Redfin, he said our three top issues in real estate are inventory, inventory, and inventory. Now, why is inventory such a problem? I was talking to somebody yesterday and they were saying, gosh, why do we still have continued low inventory? Part of it is the interest rates. I mean, we have 7.14% is the 30-year fixed mortgage rate today, according to Fannie Mae, which is much higher than it's been in the last decade. And while it's historically average, historical average interest rate is 8%. So we're still below the historical average, but our interest rates have gone up so rapidly. And that's why it's so hard. A lot of Americans could not buy the house now that they bought 2 years ago because their rate would be, or with their new rate at 7%, the home would be unaffordable for them. So we've got an affordability issue happening, but why is that causing low inventory? That doesn't make any sense. Well, basically, people who maybe would sell their house because maybe they just want to upgrade or whatever, they can't afford to. So they're in a house that they can't afford at a 3% interest rate, but if they were to try and upsize at a 7% interest rate, they can't afford it. So they're not going to sell their house, which means their current house doesn't go on the market to add to inventory. So that's kind of one part. The second part is that we have changes in trends and how people are living. In that, our aging demographic of our baby boomers, they have a big home, maybe they have a big home or a moderate sized home, a home they raised their family in, and maybe they would be moving to Florida or Texas and maybe their current house is paid off or almost paid off, but they don't really they can't afford to move to Florida or Texas because we've got a lot of Californians leaving that state and going to Florida and Texas, making those prices go up because a lot of those Californians have cash. And so they're driving the prices up in Florida and Texas. So now our baby boomers here in Illinois, maybe they can't afford to move to where they thought they were going to move to in Florida, partly because of the interest rates and partly because the prices have gone up so rapidly. So we've got kind of a lot of different things happening. It's a very weird market. Everybody that I've heard people who've even been in the real estate industry for decades, they're saying this is just such a strange market. And I think in real estate, every market is probably kind of strange. We've got new information and new factors. Who knew that the pandemic was going to be one of the greatest things that ever happened in the real estate world? We didn't know that, right? So we're sort of in uncharted territory. So we've got very, very low inventory, partly because people aren't moving who maybe otherwise would. Other reasons are because we had a huge influx of first-time home buyers that sort of grabbed all of that inventory from the last couple of years. They were renters and then they became homeowners, or maybe they left their parents' home and they just became homeowners, and they absorbed a lot of that inventory during 2020, 2021, and 2022. So now we've been so behind that we're kind of trying to dig ourselves out of this hole. And so we're trying to make our way in the inventory. We actually have way more inventory now than we did even last year. It might not seem like that, but that is true in terms of how many buyers are on the market. So we actually have more months inventory right now than we did this time last year. So right now we have about 1.5 months inventory in McHenry County. Well, last year we had half a month's inventory. So we've made some headway in that department, but it's still not enough. And part of that is because last year we had more buyers in the market. Right now, we have less buyers in the market. We have less homes for sale. We actually have more inventory. It's all very confusing, isn't it? So we have more inventory, but we have less buyers in the market. So even though we have less homes for sale, that becomes more inventory because we have less buyers. So the absorption rate is going to be actually higher than it was this time last year. I feel like I'm confusing everyone. But last year we had 0.5% inventory, okay? We had not enough homes for sale to meet the demand. We had very, very high demand. We still had low interest rates this time last year. Right now, we have higher interest rates, so we have less buyers in the market. Still plenty of people who want to buy a house, but maybe less than last year, but we also have less homes. So it's sort of proportional where we actually have more inventory right now, 1.5 months inventory. Now we are still very much so in a seller's market. I don't see that changing anytime soon, But if we continue on this trend, so for the last 2 weeks, we've had more homes hit the market than have gone under contract, which means we're making a little bit of headway in our inventory issue. Now, what is going to fix all of this is hopefully more home builders will build more inventory. We need more new homes to sell. The other thing that will happen is hopefully if the interest rates come down, maybe some of these people who are not moving because they don't want to lose their low interest rate, maybe some of those people will be more incentivized to put their homes on the market, which will, if we get more inventory, that will bring prices down, right? So the federal government is raising the prime rate to make money more expensive, to slow down the acceleration of prices. Well, when we don't have enough supply, making things more expensive only makes, like making the rate that we loan money more expensive only makes it more expensive and drives prices up even more. So we're still seeing multiple offers. We're still seeing bidding wars all over the place. We just simply don't have enough to sell. Hopefully, if the interest rates come down, we will actually get more inventory and we will actually get more homes to sell from some people who maybe are trying to stay put because they're in a really good interest rate and they don't want to put their house on the market and lose their interest rate. So maybe some lower interest rate will help us with some of that. We still have very low inventory, still in a seller's market, but we are making some headway in our inventory department. We are getting a few more listings than are going under contract each week for the last couple of weeks. So let's see how this plays out in the next month or so. Hopefully interest rates will start to come down in July. That's what I am crossing my fingers. We're seeing that prediction from a number of professionals and economists like Lawrence Young. They're still predicting that by the end of the year, we'll see interest rates come down and that'll help us out a whole lot. So I'm Miranda Alt with Keller Williams Success Real Estate and the Miranda Alt team. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday. Enjoy your week. Bye-bye.